Now let's move on forward to what Scripture has to say. The biblical condemnation of institutional corruption and the abuse of power. Throughout Scripture, God consistently judges rulers not primarily by their political success, but by their justice, humility, honesty, and faithfulness to truth. Kings, judges, priests, and nations alike were condemned whenever power became an instrument of self-preservation rather than service. Jesus declared, "Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant." Mark 10:42 through 45. Government therefore exists to administer justice, not to protect the powerful. Let's say that again. Government therefore exists to administer justice, not to protect the powerful. 1. Capturing the justice system, the DOJ. If a ruler fills the justice system with people whose highest loyalty is not to justice but to the ruler himself, Scripture repeatedly identifies this as corruption. God commanded judges, "You shall not pervert justice." Deuteronomy 16:19. They were forbidden from showing favoritism, accepting bribes, protecting the powerful, or targeting enemies. Isaiah condemned governments that used law itself as oppression. Woe to those who make unjust laws, to those who issue oppressive decrees. Isaiah 10:1 through 2. The prophet Amos likewise condemned rulers who turn justice into bitterness. Amos 5:7. Justice belongs to God, not to politicians. When law becomes selective, Scripture no longer calls it justice, it calls it wickedness. Weaponizing law enforcement, the FBI. Romans 13 teaches that governing authorities exist to punish the wrongdoer. The purpose of civil authority is therefore objective justice. But throughout Scripture, rulers repeatedly corrupted this authority. King Ahab and Jezebel arranged false witnesses against Naboth to seize his land. 1 Kings 21. Pilate knowingly condemned Jesus despite publicly declaring him innocent. These examples illustrate governmental abuse, using investigations for political purposes, punishing opponents, protecting allies, sacrificing truth for power. Proverbs 17:15 says, "Acquitting the guilty and condemning the innocent, the Lord detests them both." When investigators cease pursuing truth and instead pursue loyalty to a ruler, Scripture presents that as moral corruption.